Hi there everyone, my name is Louise and I'm bringing this training to you today. A lot of people have asked me about LinkedIn and asked me what it's all about, so I thought the best way was to put a little training video together to show you. By way of introduction, I have my own online business. I'm a social media coach and I also work in network marketing as well, which I started last year. So I've used a number of different social media platforms to expand my own businesses, and that's really how I got into it. I left my career as a tax advisor over 2 years ago, started using social media for my own business, got lots and lots of leads using social media, and decided to offer it as a service to business owners. And over the years, I've worked with individual business owners, I've worked with colleges, I've worked with marketing teams, I've worked with a whole range of different people, helping them with their marketing strategy and also how to use social media to get the most out of their business and their opportunities. So I'll just run through LinkedIn and just give you an overview of the useful items in here. So everyone will have a home page. This is basically similar to the newsfeed on Facebook, although what I would say is unless you've got something that's pretty catchy, don't put it in here, because most of the time I find people don't necessarily scroll up and down to read what's in there. So it needs to be something that's going to really stand out for people to actually have a look at and like or comment on. So the next tab is the profile tab. So this is probably one of the most important tabs in here. This is kind of like your online opportunity to market yourself. So at the top it starts with your name, you've got photo in there. This is what's called your headline. So I always try to use something that's a bit catchy. So rather than use a job title, I'll use something that stands out. You know, what are you looking for? What are you standing for at the moment? The big misconception with LinkedIn is that basically it's just an online CV. This is not the case. I've generated hundreds of leads using LinkedIn alone. And I've also generated leads and work for my clients as well. The biggest job that I've secured for one of my clients is £220,000, which is a pretty good win for them. So just going through the items that you need to pay attention to, really. So summary section in here, have a look at mine. It needs to be something that explains what you do, why you do it, and also who you're looking for. So it's really important that you go through these steps. So you can have a look at mine. So mine, I start off by explaining, you know, what my background is, LinkedIn training, and now the process of joining the network marketing industry and what I'm looking for there. So I always put in there, who am I looking for? Because if someone comes across your profile, then at least they know whether, you know, you're going to be of use to them or they're going to be of use to you. So it's a good way of starting a conversation as well, if you know exactly what you're looking for and what they're looking for. Again, then you can add things which kind of explain your business a bit more. So you can add documents, you can add media, you can add videos as well. And then moving down into the experience section. So this is a section that has further information about what you do. So try not to put too much information in here, because I find that most people don't actually read it. So try and keep it as short, as sweet as possible if you can. Another key point in here is the recommendations. So if you offer a service to someone, it's a really good idea to get some recommendations in there. I've got quite a few for my LinkedIn and my training webinars, for example. And then I've got some down there for my tax experience as well. Skills and endorsements. Now, These are words that either you've added or someone else has added in there for you. And these are your top skills. Now, these are really easy to set up, and sometimes you find that people will click on them to endorse you when they don't often know you. So if you're looking at someone else's profile, for example, I tend to look more at the recommendations of someone's work rather than the skills and endorsements, just because, you know, they are the kind of thing that you can click on by mistake, and you can endorse someone by mistake. So I would rather look at a written recommendation rather than just a click easy button. And then I've got bits in there as well about education, if that's applicable to what you do at all, and also things like additional information like interests and things like that. At the top, another important section to have a look at is under contact information. Now, you'd be surprised at how many people don't have the correct contact information in there. I always include my mobile just in case someone wants to get in touch with me, and then I have my websites as well, and also an email address. Okay, so my network, this shows the number of connections that you have. So I have 2,972 connections. There is a really good way as well. If you use an email marketing system or you've got an email campaign, then there is a really easy way of downloading all your contacts from LinkedIn. And if you go to this My Network and Connections and you click on here, basically this button here, Expert LinkedIn Connections, if you just click on that, it will download it as a CSV file. Most email systems, I know the one that I use do, accepts them. If it doesn't, you could save the file as an Excel file, for example, but it should be in a format that's readily convertible into either Excel or you could download it straight into the email system that you use. Okay, so jobs I very rarely use, to be honest, because I work for myself, so I'm not really looking for a job. Interests. I know a lot of people in the industry who are LinkedIn trainers and coaches, they advise that you get into groups and you share information. I personally don't think it's that effective use of your time to actually go into a group and start a conversation. What you find in the majority of groups is there's a lot of people in there competing for a platform to speak on. I just find that sometimes your voice could be, you know, it can go without people listening to you. So I always think the best way of using LinkedIn is to establish the relationship and connect to people that you're interested in talking to. Now, the way that you do that, there's this advanced search function, and a lot of people that I speak to and a lot of people that I speak to on my webinars and in my training programs tell me that they're not aware of this advanced search function. So this is where you'll find the majority of people that you need to speak to. Okay, so if you click on advanced, so say, see, look at the top there, that number is quite impressive. So it shows 2.8 million people that I can potentially speak to, that's within my network reach. Now, I just got to point out that obviously it's taken me a bit of time to get to that number, a couple of years, but you know, you can start building it now. I'm going to show you very quickly how to search for someone and how to connect to them as well. So say, for example, you're looking for people in, and also another point to note is that it's available in over 200 countries worldwide. Okay, so say if you're, does this occasionally, we'll look at United States. Okay, let's have a look. Okay. say if you were looking to expand your business into the US, for example, and you're looking to work with more stay-at-home moms, maybe you're a stay-at-home mom yourself, this will literally bring up a list of people that you can connect to. The way that I suggest you do it is firstly by clicking on their name. Sometimes you get a connect button here, or sometimes you'll need to click on the down arrow here. And then if you click on connect, and then there are a number of different options. Now the one that I always use that gets it through to them is we've done business together, and it doesn't matter which one you choose, just we've done business together. And then I always add in a note. It says optional next to it, but the problem is if you send them the general note, what will happen is if they mark you as someone they don't know, or that you're spamming them, and 5 people do that, you get put in LinkedIn jail, and then your access will be restricted. So, for example, if you were looking to connect to more stay-at-home mums and you're a stay-at-home mum yourself, you could say something, hi, I came across your profile, I'm looking to connect with more stay-at-home mums, just wondered if you'd be open to connecting with me. I'll leave it at that, and then click on send. Now what then happens is that person gets an option to connect with you. Once you have a connection, it will appear here in this flag section. This section here with the little plus is when people have sent you a connection request. Obviously in the messages, this is where you can send people messages. So once you've connected to them, obviously the next stage is sending them a message to kind of introduce yourself. Now, I work with a lot of business owners to kind of draft a introduction to that person that doesn't look very salesy. So an introduction that's more likely going to get you a phone call, or it's going to get you an email address, or it's going to get you something that's going to get you introduced to that person rather than just a plain no. So that's what I do. So that's just a little whistle-stop tour of LinkedIn. I'm going to be putting some more emails together to kind of give you some more information. I've also got some guides and some tips as well of what to do when you're using LinkedIn, to give you some more information on that as well. It's a really, really useful tool, and it's not the same as Facebook in that, you know, you send a private message and it's instant. It gets sent almost like an email. It will get dropped into their email. So if someone's working, for example, it will get dropped into their inbox rather than sitting on their Facebook account. So visibility is probably higher than it is on Facebook, but the majority of people don't use LinkedIn throughout the day. I would say there are certain times of the day where it's going to be more productive for you to send a message than others. Okay, so I hope that was useful. I'll be sending some more tips as well, so look out for my emails. And also, if you've got any questions or if you need any help with anything, give me a shout. Okay, thanks guys. Bye.